Hey Clashers, the update is finally here, and Town Hall 17 is here with this update, which means I have a lot of magic items to spend because I want to max out Town Hall 17 right away. A lot of magic items, a lot of gems, but there are some offers in the shop as well, which I need to get as well to make this even better. And for that, we are visiting the Supercell store because on this website, we can buy all of the offers as well. But on top of that, we're getting bonus things because we're getting points. We can collect points with buying different things on the website. And this is what we're going to get for that. A ton of gems and some magic items on top, like wall rings or even a book, which is quite nice. I mean, that is on top of buying it anyways, right? And it's the same price as in-game, at least in my currency. You can still use the content creator code if you want to, if you want to support your favorite content creator out there. I always highly appreciate that if you put in the couple of seconds of actually putting the creator. You can do that as well in-game if, for example, if for your currency you can't buy it in the Supercell store. They're still working on that. I still hope that they're going to improve that at some point. But now, let's get back to gemming. And hey, there we go. Everything has made it to my account. So let's just collect all of those different offers. And then my resources and even my magic items should say skyrocket quite a bit. And we should get some more gems because we're getting those as bonus rewards. So let's take a look at that. 173 million gold. That is quite a bit. And let's get the Town Hall upgraded. Let's get Town Hall 17. And then the fun begins. The gemming begins. The madness begins. Okay, but let's get the upgrade done. And there it is, Town Hall level 17. Well, there's a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff we have to gem, we have to upgrade. And I want to upgrade, obviously, as well. And the first thing to make sure that all of our runes are as efficient as possible, we are upgrading the storages. If you're not into investing into runes or gemming in general, wait for those upgrades. The storages are not as important because you can upgrade everything else, even without the gold pass, really easily without those storages. So that would be just wasted time on your side if you are not having as many magic items, which I would assume most people do not have. For me though, and this gemming spree, I think that is the best way for me to optimize our magic items and the efficiency and everything we're getting out of it. Because take a look at that, we have now the storage capacity at 24 million. But hey, I think we should keep pushing forward. I have already everything kind of selected and pre-selected of what we should upgrade first with all of the buildings. But I think the one thing we should get started with is the Hero Hall. Because the Hero Hall is our new building, which you need to upgrade to actually keep leveling your heroes. Which means at this point, you can see it here, it's not the Town Hall anymore, which is limiting your hero progression. It is now this building. This is why it's so important that you are maybe even sometimes upgrading towards the next Town Hall a little bit earlier to make sure that you can keep upgrading with those heroes. That is quite important indeed. But let's get ready with the heroes. But before we start with the heroes, I think we should quickly get the new offers because this is something which has just popped up. Because as soon as you're getting to Town Level 17, you're unlocking the Town Level 17 offer pack. And that's what we're going to get. Offers are here, and this means it's go time for our gemming. Getting all of that collected, it's going to be quite a bit again, and it's going to push us to nearly 196,000 gems, which is kind of crazy to think about. But let's just deploy both of those buildings, the Fire Spitter already on level 2, and the Arch Tower, which I think is quite nice if you want to get the first level started, because this is something what you should do anyways, like not buying the offer. That's obviously completely optional, but just deploy everything of the new stuff as soon as possible, because this means you can then use base links. And don't worry, I will share more, I will share in general base links over the next days, but for that, you have to make sure that you have placed all of those new traps. You have already done the deployment of the new Fire Spitters, and you have already started to merge the last couple of defenses together, which means the third cannon and the third multi-arch tower. Otherwise, you cannot use those base links because I will only share base links for those, well, kind of max Town Hall 17s, or when it comes to deployed everything max. Okay, not everything upgraded, but everything new already deployed. This is kind of the stance you would need to have to actually use the base links. All of the traps, all of the new merge defense and everything, okay? But now, I think it's time to actually start with those heroes. So we have a lot of stuff to do, but we have as well a lot of Dark Elixir to spend and quite some runes. I think we should start things off with that Royal Champion and get her to max. To be honest, the order at this point is not really relevant. If you want to look at my order, at my priority list, I have a upgrade guide upgraded for that, so you can do that for sure as well. But for now, we're just like randomly upgrading the heroes. So the Royal Champion first is about the first hero to be maxed out for turn level 17 for me. And that's just crazy. The levels are getting so insanely high. Just to think about that, we have at this point level 100 heroes on King and Queen. That's just insane. I don't know if that's just me, but hey, let's just keep using those books. Let's just keep using those upgrades as well for the hammers. For me, it doesn't really matter when I'm going to use it, because at some point we have to invest a rune for each level anyways. The only exception, and this is now where we're going to somehow be tricky with our resources, is with the minion prince, okay? So let's just put the Dark Elixir storage here to get quickly access to our runes, and let's get the first one. And now, the first couple of levels, we can always do 2 upgrades with 1 rune, which feels great. I mean, that feels somewhat efficient, okay? Because later on, it's not going to be the case anymore. So again, next rune, let's go in. We're wasting only a couple of Dark Elixir right now, okay? So it's not as bad, I would say. But this already means the minion prince is going quickly into the higher levels. Everyone who was on level 16 maxed out should have gotten the minion prince to level 70, which is super nice and makes him usable right away pretty much. But we want to keep upgrading him, and at this point now, we have to slowly but surely do some additional work. Because take a look at this, now we could not upgrade the minion prince again. So for this, we have actually collect another resource, like another source of resource again from somewhere, which is from the gold pass. This is going to give us enough Dark Elixir to actually get 2 upgrades still out of 1 Dark Elixir rune, which makes this way easier and way cheaper for me right now with upgrading all of this. Again, same problem. A little bit of Dark Elixir is missing, which means we can get that now from collectors. I have still my clan castle and everything, so that should be no problem. We can get that from that as well, and then we have another level. So let's just collect the resources right here. Now we can collect the clan castle, and this means we should be able to easily upgrade the next level of the minion prince. But at this point, every single hero level is going to be the same as 1 Dark Elixir rune. So I think let's just go through the upgrades quickly and then move on with the next thing to upgrade. And my Warden is the last hero to upgrade, and there we go, every single hero maxed out. Yes, not every equipment just yet. The minion prince equipments, we still have to upgrade those, but we will do that in just a little bit. Before that, we're actually going to upgrade. I think we are going for the lab. I think the lab is now a good time where we can get all of those upgrades in and spend the rest of the elixir, because this is like the only thing we have to spend on elixir at this point, because the Warden is mag, which means the laboratory is the only thing we have to go for. As well, minions, I will do that with a hammer, because Dark Elixir is just way too important to like waste it or anything, so hammer in there. And I think the other hammer is going to be in this in the second, like the 3rd level for the spear thrower, because that is, I think, the most expensive one. So we have a lot of upgrades to go through, and I think always the remaining resources we can invest that maybe into walls, for example, if we have some resources left over. But otherwise, that's pretty much what we have to do now with going through every single upgrade. The order, to be honest, for me right now is not really relevant. As I already said, if you want to know what I would go for priority-wise, I have a video for that uploaded. But again, let's just speed through this really quickly, because that's a lot of jamming and a lot of upgrading to do. Every troop, every spell, every siege machine, everything in here is now maxed out. But we already have some solid progress on the walls. But remember, we have magic items for that as well. Take a look at that. 466 wall rings. I think we should spend them right now and see how far we can make it. I mean, I want to see your guesses in the comments. But let's just spend all of them on those different walls. But again, since this is kind of repetitive, let's just speed it forward. And there it is, 466 wall rings spent. And this means we have 26 walls left to go. Remember, it is always that we only have 100 walls available on a new town to upgrade. That's kind of how Supercell is keeping the progression of like somewhat locked, and there's always new content for future updates. But this means now we have to get those buildings upgraded. That's right, we have so far done the heroes, walls, and the lab. But now we want to upgrade those buildings. And that's a lot of buildings. Overall, 1.4 billion gold to spend. That's a lot. That is like 50 runes of gold without the gold pass. Okay, so let's get the gemming going. Let's get everything going. Make sure that we have those first couple of levels. If you're upgrading that as well, make sure that you're upgrading those merged cannons. They are a game changer. They are insanely strong. After that, the fire spitters, and then as well the multi-archer towers. All of them are incredibly strong, especially paired with rage towers. Rage towers are going to be really powerful on town level 17 because we have now so many key defenses to power up. That's pretty much the concept here. Otherwise, let's just make sure that we're spending as efficient as possible, which means whenever we're gemming anything, we're just making sure that we can then check with the builder what is the next cheapest upgrade, and we always get as close to 0 gold as possible. Still a lot of runes to spend, 44, but as I just told you, without the gold pass, we need like 50 runes of gold to max out the village. So we have to be quite efficient, okay? So whenever we're spending anything and the gem cost of that upgrade is less than like 500, I think we're going to spend the gems because I have so many gems still left. And if you're wondering where are they coming from, well, as you might know, while I keep upgrading, as you might know, Supercell has like shut down Clash Mini. And whenever you're spending any money on a beta game from Supercell, you can get your like the money which you have spent and can transfer that into a live game of Supercell. I had a YouTube channel for Clash Mini, which means overall was my job, I guess, as well, the same as Clash of Clans. So I had overall like 2,500 euros spent on that game, and I was able to like push it to Clash of Clans, which resulted in like 240,000 gems total. At this point, we're already down 45,000 gems, but let's see how much more we have to actually spend on those upgrades. Again, at this point, it's just non-stop upgrading, non-stop getting some gold runes and getting as many upgrades in as possible. So let's get the job done quickly. Only one more rune away to max out the village, at least without the supercharges. And that's the last couple of tramps we have to upgrade. And the job is nearly done. Oh wait, can we get the gold somewhere, please? I mean, that would be quite nice. Is it a wall? Okay, I was lying. It was one more additional rune. And now we're maxed out without the supercharges, okay? But as I told you at the beginning, we are going to max out everything because we have still a couple of magic items left. So we want to use them. I feel like the most annoying thing is really to like how many gold runes this is about the cost. So let's just see how far we can make it because we have 14 dark elixir, 14 gold runes left, but still all of the supercharges to do. How expensive are they? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is to get the gemming started. It is just as looking at this, I mean, at this point, we have already done so much, right? So let's just get the job done. So first things first, I mean, you can go for whatever supercharged, but one thing which I highly recommend to you is to get those merged cannons supercharged. The first and the second one. The reason for that is quite simple. The extra damage and the extra hit points are quite nice, and the extra hit point can like change the interaction with the fireball a little bit, that it's in your favor, and the attacker sometimes won't get that defense out, which is obviously a huge deal, right? For every other defense, fire spitter, or for example the multi-arch tower and so on, just to the first level because that's the bonus damage, and the hit points are not as important. So do the entire rotation of all of the remaining defenses for the first supercharge, and then do the second rotation with the second supercharge level, which is then going to be the increasing of the hit points, okay? So that is quite important to note and quite important to remember. The hit points are not as important as the damage, so that's why we're doing with the order. Right now, for me, I'm just randomly clicking buttons, to be honest, because at this point, I just try to get the job done. It's like so many resources to spend. I don't want to even think about, like, if anyone out there, okay, you can obviously calculate on how much one rune is worth and everything, right? So if anyone is out there, let me know how much. Do I even want to know how much money that has cost? Well, if there's any crazy person out there who's actually calculated this, let me know how much money I have spent in this one video, because you know how many runes we have started with, right? But for now, I think we're just going to take the Clan War League medals. I mean, yes, that will hurt. Yes, I wanted, like, I have all of the skins, but I wanted to still buy the scenery, the war scenery with Clan War League medals, but to be honest, this way I'm just saving money, okay? So I would just mostly try to rely on those, on the Clan War League medal resources. I think that's way more efficient. But hey, we have still quite a few of those supercharged upgrades to go through. So I think let's just do that. And again, I would just speed this up a little bit with the process. So let's have fun. Three supercharges away from being maxed out when it comes down to those defenses without the walls, obviously, okay? So the walls, we still have to cover that, but this means the last levels, and we're done. Every single building is upgraded. We have nearly maxed out this account on the first day and the first hour of the update right away. Only a couple of things are missing, okay? So we still have to get through the upgrades of the walls. And on top of that, you might remember the heroes, right? We have still had some things we have not upgraded with the equipment. So that's still to come as well. But let's get started with the walls and then finish with the one thing which is one of the most annoying things, which is the equipments, right? Because they're limited. But again, I would try to mostly get my resources over here with the war rings from the Clan War League. The Clan War League medal shop. That's what I tried to say. And with that, the last wall is about to be upgraded. That's right. At this point, the only thing we need to max out this entire village is one building. And to be more specific, the upgrade within that building. And that is the blacksmith. If we get that upgraded, we are completely maxed out on day one. And to be honest, I did not expect myself to do that, because let's just get the job done, okay? That's just way too much to think about. So let's just press this button as much as possible. Again, Dark Orb is way more stronger than the other equipment. So whenever you're thinking about using this hero, get this equipment upgraded first. Really important. And the second one, though, is really important as well, because we have no clue when we get more equipments for this hero. So if you want to use it, it's 2 common equipment. So it's like not as crazy from the price, okay? Compared to epic equipments with a stereo orb. That's then where the problems are starting. Well, we're not getting the job done complete. Oh, actually, look away, okay? We have the gems. Let's just use the gems, okay? Clash Mini, thank you. But we're now maxed out. That's right. Everything is maxed out. Heroes, equipments, buildings, traps, lab, resource, whatever you want to put it, everything is maxed out, even the walls. And I have never done this before. Maxing out with walls as well. Yep. Well, when is Tunnel 18, by the way? No, I'm kidding. I still have my other accounts to farm, but I am looking forward to see what you think about the crazy madness I have done here in this video. But as well, I think we should get ready with some strategies, because that's what I'm going to upload about within the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. And until then, see ya and bye-bye.